I am on a mission to keep humanity going. Just take a look at it right now. If you've got a great support system and everything, that's awesome. But if you have people in your life that aren't good for you and they're mentally exhausting, and whenever you leave or they leave, you're just totally drained, emotionally drained, those aren't people that are good for you. That's feeding hate, and I don't want that to continue happening. People need to have some humility and humanity and understand that the world doesn't revolve around them, that there are problems going on in this world. But if we continually just feed into somebody that's so draining, we're giving our energy to those people instead of those that really need it. Just think about that for a bit. Let that marinate. And if somebody is slandering somebody's name, and you know that person, and you know that they're a good person, speak up and say something. Because if a person doesn't do that, they are just feeding hate. We all know there's enough of that already. We need to shut that down. Because anytime you give an ounce of compassion or concern, or even I'm trying to think of the word. I don't want to say What is that word I'm looking for? Like the perfect word. There's nothing perfect, but something that would describe it so well. Maybe you can think of the word. What would you consider the perfect word for trying to live your life and somebody trying to destroy it? It's master manipulation. You have to use your discernment when it comes to people. Because some people will act like Eddie Haskell and be Satan themselves. And it's definitely concerning when a person like that has government clearance and wants to win at all costs. Just think about that. If you're around somebody, or when you are around them, they're always talking about somebody, I would take note of that. Because 9 chances out of 10, they're going to do the same thing to you. Actually, fuck it. 10 chances out of 10, they're going to do the same thing to you. Because these people thrive on chaos and hate for some reason. But if somebody gives any attention to it and doesn't shut it down, it's as good as feeding a monster. So take note of that. I was meant to help people. And up against a satanic cult, organized crime filled with animals sacrificing fuckers that poisoned my dog. cops that knew about it and didn't do anything because the public officials were bribed by my brother, who has government clearance, broke into restricted sites, modified all the information about me, including my medical records. Hello, HIPAA laws. To make me look like a monster. So stealing my inheritance, September 22nd, 2017, would be more plausible. I notice everything. So that's what saved me. Don't underestimate a kind person for weak or stupid or naive. We're not. Those are actually the people that are trying to save humanity. And it's crashing down as we speak. And whenever we feed into hate and hurt and all of that stuff, we're just making it grow. So think about the next time you're out in public and you see somebody and they start slandering somebody else, and you know the person. Are you going to speak up and do something about it? Or are you just going to laugh and do nothing at all? Stop feeding into hate. This whole world is already divided. Republicans, Democrats. That starts divide right there. We don't need more world divide. What we need is to unite and fix. So just think about that too. But all of it coincides. I'm trying to fix this world. There are so many times I should have died. Times my brother was actually disappointed. I thought he actually cared about when I got my colonoscopy a couple years ago. He was asking about it and wanted to know the results and everything. But he was disappointed because my own brother paid for me to get poisoned. All of this stuff, every single thing, was orchestrated by my brother. I've been gang stalked since 2016, cyberbullied, broken and entered while I was in the shower at home. Guns going off behind my backyard, right behind my unattached garage. Motorcycles revving up. After I'd been outside with my dogs, working on my stuff, my book, for an hour, just to let me know that they were there. Trying to install fear in me. Random cars parked outside right after two awful events that my brother considered an opportunity to break down my mental capacity so he could steal my inheritance. When that didn't work, the stalking got worse. And he actually hired somebody to come into my life who became my husband. Saying this is so difficult, but it has to get out. There are diabolical people in this world. We don't want to admit it. Sometimes we're trained to just accept things and love those that we're supposed to. That's not how life is, though. Sometimes you have to make your own tribe. Sometimes you have to leave your family, especially if they get bribed and go along with things. But it shouldn't have to get that difficult and so far in the first place. So think about that. Think about the kind of life that you want to live in. And if it's not just you, don't be selfish. Think about the next generation. My brother inserted himself into my life and started slandering my name. He's always been the biggest bully and tyrant in my life. I'm not accepting that anymore. Nobody should. People living in fear all the time. Just a daily, constant struggle. I don't accept that. I wasn't built to spend my time and give my energy to people that are diabolical, that don't care about anybody else, that have power. And the only reason they even want and bust their ass to get that power is so they can do illegal things. Dale Yeager is a founder of Seraph and an FBI advisor who I worked with from December 2024 to May 2025. He confirmed my brother is guilty of tax and ID fraud, and I already knew he did tax fraud on me. He also has all these properties in his name, or not in his name, sorry. They're associated with his social security number, but not in his name. That's partially where he's hiding the money that he stole from me. But if a person can get away with things and know that he can cover them up, that's a dangerous person. To go to great lengths in a premeditated plan, using awful things that happened to you as a means to try and break you down. Taking that as an opportunity, that's a messed up individual, my friends. That is fucked up. We need to stop this. We need to speak up. But there's an entire town. I wasn't willing to leave my house. The only reason I left wasn't because I was brutally attacked, leaving me 2 black eyes, a broken nose that I refixed myself. My nasal passages, my sinuses will never be the same. Well, they could be. They could be better. If I take that effort, why should I even have to take that effort in the first place? Why should I have to do anything like that? I'm trying to live my life kind to everybody. I'm trying to support humanity, and I always have been, despite how fucked up my life was. I've always been able to get my stuff together, keep my stuff together. I didn't realize so much of the sabotage in my life was due to my own brother. This is the person that'll blow pepper in your eyes when your mom's right there, around 8 or 9 years old. He's 2.5 years my senior. Who does that? He was already testing his boundaries. And my parents always cuddled him. They didn't cuddle me because I can handle my shit. I take care of my stuff. I like organization and everything. I love being free. free of injustice and people making fun of you for no reason and slandering your name and picking on you. Who needs that? If you allow a person to do that, you're giving them power. And when you give them power, that entity's never going to die. And that's exactly what it is, though, an entity. So think about that, my friends. Stay strong. Don't let people manipulate you. Don't let people be assholes to you. Get your self-respect. Remember what it used to be like to be happy. And get back there. Because I'm shutting this shit down. The best way, and these are narcissists, an entire life of narcissism. And if you don't really know what a narcissist is, put some description in the Google. Love bombing, then all of a sudden hates me. Trying to do things and make you question yourself. All these things, just put them in Google. And you're going to see this huge word, narcissist. It's horrible, but it's true. And when you finally do the research, because knowledge is power. So if you do the research and that's what shows up, dude, get the fuck out. Seriously. Don't put up with that. You will never have your own life as long as you are dealing with a narcissist. These are people that feed off your pain, off your energy, off your light, off your kindness, off your power. Make those idiots go get their own. Don't let them ride on your coattails, because they're not just going to do that. They're going to think that they can destroy you along with everything that else they're doing. Trust me, I know this from experience. And as far as family, take the best of people. Your mom and dad, leave the rest behind. Blaze your own trail. I'm fucking tired. I need some sleep. But if I don't get this out, I am never going to be able to get on with my life. And I'm not stopping until I get justice and I get my name cleared from being slandered and I get what's rightfully mine. My brother said, man, you're a lost cause just like Mom and Aunt Shirley. Right there. You started a war. My mom was the kindest person alive. She was an angel on earth. She used to say she had eyes in the back of her head. You know, like a dumbass little kid. I was there looking for him. But I understood what she was saying. Because when she passed away, she passed that on to me. She knew I would do good with those powers. I've saved a few lives. I don't steal from people, slander their name, have them brutally attacked, poison their dogs, hire people to gang stalk you or cyberbully you. And I don't use my powers to try and hide the things that I do. Because I don't do things I need to hide from. I take accountability for my shit. I'm Elaine Church. I am not going anywhere. I am trying to fix humanity, even in the slightest bit. But by speaking up and shutting down hate helps a lot. So think about that, guys. Stay blessed and kind and do for the great of good. And if you see somebody acting like an ass who doesn't have any compassion, anything for anybody, money hungry, power hungry, win at all costs, don't feed into that. That person will give you up in a heartbeat. Just like somebody who would give up their own sister and put intent to harm orders and kill, that actually followed me 5 states away where I had to move after my dog was poisoned. That was the deciding factor. Because I can handle my shit. No one's gonna fuck with my dogs. Nobody should have to deal with any of this in the first place. You guys think about it, please. Be kind. Don't keep feeding hate. You got this. You can do it.